Hello everyone, it's good to be with you guys today. Follow me through the process of making the simplest candle recipe. Anybody can make this candle at home. Very easy way of making candle. You can see my supplies, my wick, my candle wax, kettle, my stickers, my silicone molds, my cutter, my scale, and this is my paraffin wax. I'm using just paraffin wax for this. This method, this way of making candle will give you a very strong candle that will not melt fast. I'm not using paraffin oil in this, and I'm making a scented candle. Okay, so right now I'm trying to break the block into pieces, and honestly, it wasn't easy for me. It was not as simple as I thought it would be. I first started with a knife. I had to eventually settle for a cutlass. I broke it into some chunks, which I'm going to melt, weigh and melt. Now, whatever quantity you want to do, the easiest way of knowing what to weigh is to fill your silicone containers or whatever mold you want to use. Let's say you want to use glass jars. I'll be using mayonnaise glass jars. I filled them up with water to the level I want my candle to be. Then I now measured the amount of water. That will give me an approximate amount of candle wax to use so that I don't end up melting too much. So I'll be using this kettle to melt my candle wax. I've already measured the total amount of candle wax I will need on my paraffin wax. So I'll be pouring it into the kettle in batches because the kettle won't take all at once, which I will melt. You can melt this double boiler or use a low flame. Okay, I used a low flame, very low flame for this. You can see, very low flame, and I'll now allow it to melt gradually. I would like you to know that one of the problems with using paraffin wax is it smokes, okay? So after it has all melted, I now allow it to cool down a bit, and I'm taking note of the temperature. I'll be writing the temperature on the screen before pouring in my fragrance, okay? So this is what I do. For example, if I'm using 1 liter of paraffin wax, or let me say 1 kg of paraffin wax, I use about 200 mils of perfume, or at least 200 250 mils of perfume, depending on how strongly scented you want your candle to be. So here you saw me holding my color blocks. So these are just small amount of color blocks in my glass jars. Okay, so I'll pour a little bit of the hot paraffin, melted paraffin into them to be able to dissolve the color out. This is my first attempt of making scented candles, or let me say, and this what will I even call this design? Is it tie and dye design? Marbled candles. This is my first time of this is my first attempt. Okay, so it might not be as perfect as I would want it to be, but at least it's a start. So I'm mixing out my colors. I used green, blue, and yellow. That was what I used. So I've mixed them all, and I'm measuring my wick using my glass cups. These glass cups, I bought them in the market. Each cup here I bought about 500 naira. But then depending on how clear your glass is, it might be more expensive. The clearer glasses are more expensive than the ones that are a little bit cloudy. Okay, so I'm using my sticker, and I'm putting in my I've already put in my thread through the wick holder, and I've stick the sticker to the lower part of the wick holder, and I'm going to press it into my container, my glass jar. Okay, I will use my scissors to press it in to ensure that it sticks. Okay. The wick I'm using, I melted paraffin and poured on the wick. That will make the wick more stiff and stand straight. So these are my waxes, my colored blocks that are melting in my wax. Oh, sorry, the colors are blue, orange, and green. Okay. So I now pour just a little bit in the container I want to use. This is my silicone mold. I will now turn it round, then pour the excess back. That's what I'll continue doing to all the containers I want to put my design on. You can see, just very simple. As you twirl it round, it cools down and solidify fast. So that's what I'm doing to the other ones. Please put your wick into your jars before doing this. I didn't put, okay, I've already put my wick in this one, yes, because some I didn't put and it became a problem for me later on because the stickers won't stick to the paraffin wax, but they'll stick to the containers. So put in your wick, just as you can see me doing here. I've already put in my wicks into the jars before putting in this color. Okay, so now I'm going to use just my normal broom. This is our normal traditional broom, our palm broom. So I pieces it, and since my wick is has paraffin in it, it's stiff. So it is the broom I used as my wick holder. So now everything is set. Some of my containers are glass, some are silicone, some are mayonnaise. The temperature have cooled down enough. So now I'm going to start pouring in my candles. Okay. So this is my heat gun. I will use it to heat up the inside of the container a bit, both the silicone, and the glass. This is because I don't want my paraffin to stick out of the ends of my container. Okay, I want it to adhere to the inside of my containers, especially for those that I will not be unmolding, like the glass. I will not be unmolding the glass to stay there. So I want it to stick to the inside. So I heated it up a bit with my heat gun. Okay, if you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer if you have one. So I'm using this dispenser that will make it easier and less messy. If you decide to pour it directly from the kettle, you will get spillages all over. I know getting rid of candle wax that has solidified is not easy. Okay, so this is me pouring in my warm candle wax. You can see the colors that it made from the walls of my containers. They look beautiful. Okay, even though eventually I would remelt some of them because they didn't come out exactly the way I wanted to, but generally I love the outcome of this first trial. I've never really tried making candle this much. I just used to play around with it. Maybe if I buy candle, I'll try to save the wax that melted, and then try and just rebatch it into another one. I've never really done it this much. So this is my first attempt, and I'll say I like it. Okay. So this is my candle. The next day it has solidified. I'm trimming them all out using the scissors. This scissors is good because it's able to go inside the mold and inside your cup and cut your candle wax from inside. And please don't forget these caution stickers. It's very, very important. I'm putting them at the base of my candle. Each of my candles, I'm putting it at the base. Okay. These are customized. I didn't make them. I bought them like this. Okay. When I bought my silicone mold, my scissors and all that, I bought this also together with it. Although next time I think I'll print my own out. I'll just get the information here and print my own out. That's what I'll do. So these are my candles. They look beautiful, don't they? This is the blue color. And honestly, the scent is so powerful and so nice. This is the yellow with green. I mixed it. Yellow and yellow and blue give me that green. This is another blue one. Okay. This is pure yellow and orange. So generally, just play around with it, with this experiment, play around with the idea. When you do the first one, the second one, you get perfect each time. These are my pillar candles. Okay. So this one too, I've not yet trimmed this one. I'll trim it all out. So you can see.